Well, what in the world happened here? Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that Magistry Alchemist button so you guys don't miss out more awesome content. So we've finally arrived at, new Masked Hero stuff going legal over the weekend. And one card keeps showing up more and more in these side decks, and it's the Magistry Alchemist. Now, Magistry Alchemist says banish 4 hero monsters from your graveyard and or face up on the field to target a hero monster in your graveyard, special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions. Oh, and then if you banished a hero a earth, water, fire, and wind monster to activate this effect, that monster's original attack becomes doubled. Also negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls. Now, you can only activate 1 Magistry Alchemist per turn. Now, banishing 4 from the graveyard, I don't think that's going to be a problem whatsoever. It's going to come down to, what do you want to revive with this? What key card is going to matter? This has also been kind of doubling down with like Break the Destiny. The Destiny hero soft lock, attributing a plasma, skipping the opponent's main phase 1. The tools that Hero has right now, I think are really, really cool, to say the least. And I wanted to bring this up because, I thought this was a really cool tech choice. You're not going to see a lot more of heroes trying out oddities within their little toolbox options, but I thought that this one was really, really cool. This is all the way back from, one of those side sets, and you're just like, how much advantage can we truly work with this? Also, it is a normal trap card, so you can technically thrust into it. Well, is thrust going to be a card that's going to be running around in every single hero list? Probably not, but you got to be a little bit more aware of these little tech choices and the intricacies of why lists are choosing to play these. Next up is the Herald of the Orange Light. So, Dark Lord's popularity over the weekend here, a lot more people were trying this out, and I don't really blame them. Which, keep in mind, next set, we're going to be able to send a Power Patron monster to be able to kind of generate some extra free advantage with this. Because, it's sending a Power Patron monster, getting the ability to basically search for any fairy monster, is going to turn on the Dark Lord strategy. Now, the reason why I bring up Herald of Orange Light is, when you're exploring a deck that's playing fairies, unfortunately, Herald of Orange Light, I think, is one of those cards you're just going to have to look at and go, yeah, I need to have copies of this. I'm going to have to make some concessions. I'm going to probably have to build these into the deck in order to, get some decent leadway in order to get a setup and go. And that's kind of where we're sitting right now. I like Herald of Orange Light. There's also the mention on, do I need the Herald of Green Lights? Well, you definitely don't need Herald of Purple Lights. The only trap card that I think you're going to be scared of is Evenly Matched. But, if your opponent is evenly matching you, you're going to be picking your cards up and you're going to be calling it a day as it is. You're not going to be getting, that free little advantage. No. That's not how that works. Also, the Heralds, they are a little bit costly. They are inherent -1s. Because you have to feed the Herald another fairy monster in order to get the very, very useful effect from these cards. But I think that's fine. I wanted to mention this because Dark Lord was really starting to become a popular choice. It wasn't doing great, but, if you're looking at Dark Lords and you're like, well, what do I need to pick up? What is going to be the tech choice to be successful with? Well, now you know. Also, Melodious was kind of looking like a little bit of a fun choice for this deck as well, so I did kind of like seeing that list. Next up is the state of Kewl Tunes. So we found out on Market Watch over the weekend that a lot of these higher rarity Kewl Tune cards, their listings are just shrinking down to some of the most abysmal numbers that we've seen. Example, like Rico's are down. The field spells are getting down in numbers. Track makers are underneath 10 listings. Yeah, the field spell is down to 4 listings for the collector's rares. The explosive high rarity turnover for this deck right now is actually kind of impressive to me. I'm happy to see that players are finally listening, and they're actually looking at the OCG meta, and they're going, oh, hey, I need to pick these cards up. I need to get ahead of the curve because, we already have data to back this up. And when you have that knowledge, when you have the opportunity to go, oh shit, I actually, can do this. This is what we talk about. Now, obviously, low rarity Kewl Tune stuff. I mean, you're going to have to spend a little bit of money. I mean, Kewl Tune synchros are still like 14s. The Kewl Tune Qs are coming in at 10s. Mixes are still like 6 to 7s. Ricos still also have a $6 to $7 value. The base form of the deck isn't going to hurt you initially on the level that the high rarity is. But once again, players go, hey, I can pick up the high rarity for this. This deck's probably going to be a good meta choice for 3 to 6 months, post Blazing Dominion. And, you are going to have to spend money. Like, even if you're picking up the base form of the deck, you're still going to have to probably allocate $210. I mean, I'm imagining $70 to $80 per copy of Harmonium. That hand trap is what's going to make that deck. It is such a crazy card in and itself. So I cannot imagine a world where we're not going to see that. So there is a payoff to the rainbow, but we'll have to wait and see. Gotta talk about these alt arts, man. So 1 per case, less than 1 per case, 75 cases, 58, 59 versions of these pulled. We had the data in advance. We posted it, we had it on release date. We shared it with everybody. People had 2 days to pick up copies of them at decent numbers. And what do you think actually happens? These alt arts have just been cratered off of the market. Mass changes are $40. Secrets of Dark Magic were shattering over 50s. Dark Magical Circles were disappearing at this point in time. And even though these cards are only ultra rares at this point, people wanted the alt arts. It's crazy that, these cards are selling at these crazy of numbers. And boxes over the weekend still holding $70 on Maze of Muderos. As much as you've looked at this set and straight said, this set's probably not going to perform, the alt arts, having established the craziness that they are right now, are, I think, the thing that's just generating free value. Now, I mean, will those alt arts hit over $50, $60 consistently? I don't know. The fact that Konami printed them as ultra rare, I think long-term paints the image to me that we're going to see them be reprinted again in additional higher rarities. I can't imagine that they're just gonna, create this. But gimmicky options like this in sets really appear to get the player base interested and get them moving on wanting to pick up products. As much as we think that it's, crazy that this is even a thing, it's keeping the product moving. So I don't know. The consumer's not happy with it, but oh well, what can we do? And we got to talk about Raigeki Break. I think Raigeki Break has been one of my older favorite format cards, just to kind of watch toss around, because the card really doesn't feel like it knows what it wants to do. Obviously, these Legendary Collection versions have been bumping around $30 for a lot longer than you might actually think that they've been. And I mean, Raigeki Break's just one classic example. If you take a look back at Edison as a whole, I feel like every 2 weeks, Edison is having something bought out of it. And once again, I mean, Genesis YCS might have had numbers that were less than an R bet, but it's showing that even right now, even though, our bets, are the alternate format, they're still pulling in some of the most insane players. They have such amazing pricing out here. And you're just watching these events, they're really pulling themselves together. And I mean, community ran events are doing their job. Players love older formats. And depending on the format, I'm not going to say every old format is treated the same, but, they want to play these formats and they want them to be recognized. So that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing, hey, continuously old high rarity cards are disappearing off the market, and that trend is going to continue as long as the player base chooses to support these cards and these events and so forth. And I cannot imagine that this is going to stop anytime soon. So That's what in the world has happened here this week. So keep an eye on all this fun stuff. So please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back in there in a day, guys. Patrons! Thank you! Ah!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.